Let me show you how to make this pork and cider casserole with mustard and sage. For this recipe we need to begin by preheating the oven to 150 degrees Celsius fan. So that's exactly what we're doing, and then we're going to get into the prep. To begin, take 300 grams of smoked streaky bacon and simply cut it into strips. These are our bacon lardons that are going to add a nice rich smoky flavour. Next, take 750 grams of pork shoulder. Now I'm using pork shoulder steaks for this recipe, but you can also just buy a nice big lump of pork shoulder. But generally I think it's cheaper to buy the steaks and then cut them up. Cut each one into 3 strips and then cut the strips into large dice. For the vegetables, we'll start with 2 sticks of celery, and then we're just going to dice them up into nice small dice. I like to cut each stick into 3, then cut each third lengthways into 4 strips and then into small dice. For the onion, top and tail it, cut it in half, peel it and then dice it. And finally, for the leek, cut the tops off, but leave a little bit of the green on, and then leave the root intact and cut lengthways all the way down the leek. This way you can wash between the leaves and wash out any of the dirt that may be hiding in there. Once it's washed, simply slice it up into 1 centimetre pieces. Next, I've got 20 grams of sage, and then I'm just going to remove any of the woody stalks and keep the leaves. Then we'll chop the leaves as finely as we can using a cross-cutting action. Place a large pan that's suitable to go in the oven onto a medium-high heat on the hob, and then drizzle in 30 millilitres of vegetable oil. Next, add in your bacon lardons and fry them until they begin to crisp up. As soon as they're crispy and the fat's rendered out, remove them from the pan using a slotted spoon or a kitchen spider and place them onto a plate. Next, we'll place the pork in 2 batches and brown it off on each side. Once browned, also remove it from the pan and place it onto the plate with the bacon. Place half of the butter into the hot pan, and once it's melted, add in the chopped celery, onions and leek, followed by a generous pinch of salt. Cook it for around 5 minutes until the vegetables start to soften up. Add the bacon and pork back into the pan. Next, we're going to add in some cider. Just use any cider that you like to drink. I've picked a dry cider for this recipe. And then we're going to add most of the bottle and leave a little bit in the bottom for the end of the recipe. Just add something that you like to drink. And that tastes pretty good. And then add in 450 millilitres of chicken stock. Stir in the chopped sage and bring it to a simmer. Once simmering, cover with a lid and place into a preheated oven for 2 hours. Remove your casserole from the oven and place it onto the hob over medium heat and bring it to a simmer. Mix 30 grams of flour with the remaining butter to make a paste. Now this little paste of flour and butter is called a beurre manière, and it's used to thicken up sauces, soups, stocks, and we're going to use it today to thicken up our casserole. Add in a little bit of the paste into the simmering casserole. Stir it through and you'll see that it will start to thicken up. Now you can add a little bit more if you want to. You won't need to use all of this, and just add it until it's your desired thickness. Next, add in 70 grams of whole grain mustard, followed by 170 grams of creme fraiche, and stir it through. Leave it to simmer for 2 more minutes and then remove from the heat. Now just before we serve, we're going to stir through the remainder of that cider we left earlier on. Serve in bowls with a side of your choice. I'm serving mine with some butter and herb coated new potatoes and a little bit of crusty bread. I hope you enjoy this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.